Hi, everybody. I am Shannon Currier, the Director of Philanthropy at St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund, and I'm excited to be here for Truck Driver Appreciation Week. Although at St. Christopher Fund, it's Truck Driver Appreciation Month because we celebrate drivers all month. We actually celebrate drivers all
All the
year.
time. That's right.
Yes, all year. But we're shining that special spotlight for the month of September. And today I'm excited to have Cody Griggs, the VP of Product at CH Robinson, but also one of St. Christopher Fund's board members. So thrilled to have you join us on the board this year, as well as for Truck Driver Appreciation Week.
It's the best. I love the organization. I love Truck Driver Appreciation Week. This is like my Christmas every year. So
This
much
is
fun.
the fun stuff, right?
It is. It is. Like all of that other stuff, ugh, that's tough. That's work stuff. But this is
Yeah.
great.
This is the fun stuff. I agree. I agree. And so most people probably know who C.H. Robinson is, but give us that 30-second elevator speech just in case there's somebody out there who does not know C.H. Robinson.
Hey, there's been a lot of people who don't know who C.H. Robinson is, and that is okay. We were at Matt's
We're
last year,
familiar with
and
that.
yeah, and we talked to a lot of drivers who were like, "Now, what do y'all do?" I was like, "Great, love it. We could talk about that." So, C.H. Robinson is a supply chain provider in the trucking industry, but also we cover global logistics, air, ocean, all that fun stuff. But we facilitate the largest freight brokerage in North America for truckload freight, most available loads for carriers. But really importantly, we place a ton of value in our carrier relationships and want to make sure that we're supporting them, making their businesses strong. And so, yeah, that's what Robinson does is offers up freight and really competitive payment terms and access to money for our carriers, which we know that stuff matters. Keep your truck full, keep your wallet full, all that fun stuff.
That's right. Keep moving. And I can attest you all do a fantastic job trying to take care of your carriers. My husband won Carrier of the Year a couple of years ago, and we got to travel up to your offices up there, and I got to meet Cody and the team in person. So I can
Yeah,
attest that they have a great team up there, and we're thrilled to have such a force on our board, such as Cody Griggs and C.H. Robinson. So,
of
but we
course.
are here today to talk about truck driver appreciation. So, every year CH does something special for truck driver appreciation. So I'd love for you to tell everybody what you all are doing this year, what your focus is.
Yeah, absolutely. So, uh, I would say maybe 4 or 5 years ago, we really started leaning into Truck Driver Appreciation Week and participating a lot more heavily. And last year, if you remember, if you were connected with any of this, we did our Miles of Gratitude campaign where we had one of our Carrier of the Year award winners, Timmons Transportation, helped us drive a 53 across the country. And
Mhm.
we stopped at truck stops and handed out swag and all that fun stuff. It was amazing. It was super fun. This year, we're taking a little bit of a different tact. We are obviously still out in the network, out talking with our drivers and our carriers, but we're doing that from 13 different locations across North America. So we've got our warehouse locations, and then we've got a few different customer shipping sites that have sponsored us to be there to hand out swag and to talk with carriers and show our appreciation. We'll have some food, we'll have a party, it'll be a blast. Um, We'll also, we're with our partnership with St. Christopher's, obviously, and being on the board, I know how important it is for us to really focus on so much of the health and wellness benefits that St. Christopher's offers. So we'll have some swag and content there for drivers to just gain some awareness of what are all of those programs that St. Christopher's offers that they could be taking advantage of from a preventative wellness standpoint. So yeah, that's the big kind of to do of what we're doing out in the network. You can find information on chrobinson.com about where all of those locations are. So also, I mean, we got a lot going on. So the other
You
stuff
do,
we've
you
got,
do.
it's always like marketing always comes with these huge plans, and I'm like, this is amazing. How am I supposed to talk about this in 4 minutes? And so our hashtag this year is thank a truck driver. Really simple, really straightforward. And so what we do every year for our social media campaign is that everybody who uses that hashtag, and we encourage Stage Robinson employees to use the hashtag. We put it out on our social media. I do it for my personal social media and ask my family to do it because every time somebody uses that hashtag, D.H. Robinson donates $10 to the St. Christopher's Truckers Relief Fund. So
So
up
use
to
the hashtag.
$50,000. So use the hashtag. Last year we maxed it out. We're hoping we're going to max it out this year. But that can amount up to $50,000 that goes directly to St. Christopher's.
That's a
Um,
huge donation for St. Christopher Fund, by the way, for those of you that don't know. That helps a lot of drivers in their families. So that we don't have a whole lot of $50,000 donations that come in.
We love doing it. We love doing it. And then new this year, so CH Robinson sponsors like volunteer hours for our employees. So if you participate in an event for um, Robinson Cares, which is so Truck Driver Appreciation Week coincides with CH Robinson's Foundation's Robinson Cares Month. So all of September, we highlight certain organizations that we partner with and give money to through our foundation. So now this year, if employees participate in any of our activities for Robinson Cares, we donate $15 to the St. Christopher's Truckers Relief Fund for every employee hour. So we had an event, today's Wednesday, it was last Wednesday, here on campus in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, to put together a bunch of the swag that is going out to our sites next week to give out to truckers. So it's, a granola bar and sanitizer and a hat and all that stuff. So every employee that came to help us assemble those kits got volunteer hours. That's money for St. Christopher's. So, and it was a blast.
I love that
Um,
because it's from the top down. It brings in all of the employees and lets
yeah.
them know who you're supporting, why you're supporting, what these organizations are about, why it's important to give back. And it really is a full company participation. And I love that.
And it was fun.
Yeah, and who doesn't like a little break from their work day, to get out and do something different than sitting behind a desk like most of us do on a daily basis?
I walked over there and put some stuff together. It was great.
Yeah. So tell me why truck driver appreciation is important to you all. You said you implemented it a few years back, really, dove into it, but why did you do that? Why did you think it was important enough to really dig in and bring the company as a whole in?
Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of started us off with talking about like St. Christopher's appreciates drivers all year, and we absolutely do too, right?
Mhm.
Our carriers, we depend on them to be able to deliver the service that our customers count on for us. It doesn't go unnoticed to us that we can't provide a service to our customers without access to the carriers that partner with us and that choose to do business with us. It's really important for us to make them happy, to keep them solvent, to help their businesses grow. And so, we do that throughout the year with different type of initiatives and technology features and capabilities and programs and we can talk about all that stuff in a little bit, but it's important for us to make sure that for this week especially, which is a national event, that our drivers know how much we care and that they matter to us. And so, beyond carrier of the year, which is more of it's a business focused activity, right? It's about that company. What we really love about this week is that it is about the person behind the wheel. It's about the driver. It's about the human who's involved in helping this transaction work, which is why St. Christopher's is such a beautiful organization for us to partner with because it is about the driver. It's about the person. And so we just love being able to bring it all together to show our appreciation.
And it is. It's all about the men and women behind the wheel. So the carriers are made up of individual people,
Hmm.
individual people driving those trucks. And, they all have a name, they all have a story, they all have a family that they're trying to support of some kind. And um, it's a lot of sacrifice to be out there on the
Hmm.
road and just, you can't say, I'd love to say thank you to all 3.5 million drivers out there. I'd love to travel across the country and, just shake everybody's hand. But if we could just, like you say, you're going to 13 locations, but even if we all did that just in our local communities, how appreciated people would feel.
Hmm. Absolutely. We did one at a truck stop. Gosh, this wasn't last year, 2 years ago at the Trails Center down here in Albert Lee, Minnesota. And it's amazing. You hear some of these stories. We had a guy come out with his dog and we were talking. I mean, it helps remind me and all of our employees who get to participate in those activities, like this is making a difference in somebody's life. And the
Right.
organization with St. Christopher's and the partnership, it makes a difference in people's lives. And ultimately, that it's great to be reminded of that.
I think we all need to be reminded of the humanness of that because there is so much online interaction and feel like you know people, but you don't really know people. And this actually helps us get to know people. And
For
that's
sure.
what's so great about it. Face to
For
face
sure.
interaction, which doesn't seem to happen enough in today's day and age. It just
As
doesn't.
we sit here in different states, hundreds of miles away from each other having
Yes,
this
yes. But at least
conversation.
we can see each other. At least we can
That's true.
see each other.
That's true.
So tell me a little bit. I don't want to leave this out. I want to go back
Yeah,
to how C.H. Robinson leverages the technology because sometimes you hear that and people are like, oh, well, what does that mean? So tell us a little bit about what that actually means. So people that aren't familiar with you or don't already work with you who may be considering working with you, what does that look like?
absolutely. So I mentioned a little bit about like how we think about bringing value to carriers. Access to loads, access to cash. That's it, right? And given depending upon how big of a carrier you are, how much one of those things matters is on a spectrum, but they both really matter. And so from an access to load standpoint, we have the most loads of any broker in North America. We make those loads available through our digital platform, Navisphere Carrier. The loads that are available on Navisphere Carrier are 24/7. So if you are taking your hours of service break overnight, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, it's the only time you've got to search for freight, you don't need to worry about if one of our people is in the office to help support you. You can go on the website or the mobile app, you can negotiate, you can find a load that works for you, you can book that load, you can get your rate confirmation, you're all set to go. So that coupled with the ability for us to notify you when we have loads that we think are a good match for you. So this is something that we rolled out earlier this year where we are taking recommendations that we're generating in-house based on, the loads that you've done in the past, searches you've done, our understanding of who you are as a trucking company, and sending those notifications out to you through email and through text to say, "Hey, I got a load for you that I think might work." Those notifications also run 24/7. So it we're looking out for you. We're trying to find freight that's a match for you. We're trying to tell you about it so you can get in and book it as soon as possible. And then on the flip side of that, getting paid, obviously, in this marketplace, access to cash and making sure that your business is solvent is probably more important than it's ever been. With rates the way that they've been for so long, it's really important that you have access to the funds for those loads that you've delivered. So in the process of shipping, if you once you pick up a load, we offer digital cash advance. So you can go on the web again 24/7. We know trucking is not a 9 to 5 type of activity. So we've tried to make as much technology available around the clock as possible. Go online, get your cash advance, get access to a portion of your funds. You can use that money to get fuel. You can use that money to pay your lumper, whatever you need to do to keep your business running. And then we have quick pay products, ways to access your funds quicker. We've also recently announced an integration with the Triumph Pay Network. So for those carriers who use Triumph or even use another broker that's in the Triumph Pay Network, trying to make it easier for them to access their funds. So yeah, that's how we think about the technology and then creating value for our carrier partners.
Well, I love the new rollout for this year because, when you're a driver, especially a small carrier, you may be a single carrier, but you may have 5 or 6 trucks, but you may still be driving as the owner too, and trying to book loads while you're driving and delivering loads and trying to get your shower and your food and your sleep in. That takes a lot of effort. And so I like that you're trying to match on your end. It's taking some of that stress off because they're not just looking, you're looking and you're saying,
Right,
here's something that might be a good fit for you. So it's,
right.
it's helping find loads, take some time and pressure off of that driver that's out there that has limited time.
Yeah, especially in this market where there's not a ton of freight to be had.
Right. Yeah, that's very true.
Hmm.
So tell me about a time, you all work with drivers and carriers all the time. And so tell me about a time where, you feel like giving back has made a real difference in the life of a driver.
Yeah, it's interesting when we think about like I just think about even my participation on the board with St. Christopher's. I think that's been really personally gratifying for me. When we sit in those board meetings and we talk about hearing testimonials from drivers about, hey, I was able to get the rest that I needed to recover from a surgery because of St. Christopher's. I was able to keep my house because of this organization. Like that is stuff that really fuels my fire and makes me feel really good about the work that we're doing. So I think being a part of this organization for the past 2 years has really helped me just recognize the hardship that our drivers are going through and feel somewhat a part of the solution of making that a little bit easier.
Yeah, and I wish, every donor, every sponsor could have a seat on those calls.
Oh, man.
Obviously, we can't have a board that big, but I think that, we try to share those stories everyone that we get, as often as we have permission to do so. But really leaning into those and really reading those stories and looking at those faces of the people that are being helped. I think that's what makes the difference. These are real people that these donations are impacting and
Mhm.
giving hope to. And I love that you wanted to, we're interested in being a part of the board. And I hope, we're thrilled to have you. I hope it has been all that you thought it would be, joining the board as well. And C.H. Robinson is not just helping us by making donations. You all are spreading the word with carriers. You're making sure our information gets out there. And so what we do is trying to grow the organization, grow the support that we have, but grow the awareness of what we do,
Mhm.
because we can't help drivers if they don't know we're here. And it's just hard. There's so many carriers out there, and you all have access to so many of them. And so that's another huge piece of what CH does.
Yeah, we've loved being able, I mean, we have a monthly newsletter that goes out about our Carrier Advantage program, tells carriers where they sit, how they've achieved over the last month, what their performances look like. And it's been a great opportunity for us to add a few little plugs at the bottom of that about, hey, did you know? Did you know? Have you talked to your benefits administrator? Did you know that these programs existed that can help your drivers be healthier? So it's been great for us to be able to land some of that in messaging that we're already sending out.
Yeah, and we do have great health and wellness programs, y'all. You need to uh, go to our website at truckersfund.org and click on that health and wellness tab and check those out. They are all free. There's no shoe that's going to drop once you register for these programs. We just
Yeah.
want to see healthy drivers out there. We want to see you all, safe and healthy behind the wheel, safe and healthy after you retire from behind the wheel. Um, so tell me, how do you think Truck Driver Appreciation Week builds momentum in the industry? How does it help raise awareness? Because I'll be honest with you, I hear a lot of drivers that will say, I didn't even know it was Truck Driver Appreciation. They had no idea. So, how do you think, shining a light on drivers for this week or this month, like we're doing and like you all have partnered to do, how do you think it raises awareness in the industry?
I think, it, two things. It's such a hard job. And I think for those of us who are in the industry who benefit from trucking companies, not just personally, obviously, this economy is run on truckers,
Hmm.
but those who of us who benefit from participating and working with trucking companies, like I've been advocating with other brokers in the industry to say, like, hey, what is your company doing to help participate in this and help your drivers and carriers know how much you appreciate them and that, like, what does that cost you to say thank you and to make those carriers' lives and drivers' lives, even if it's just for that 10-minute interaction that they see things and go, oh, wow, I didn't even know they cared. Like, how much does that hurt to just make people feel better about a job that's really, really hard? Um, I mean, just thinking about like the last compliment that you got, and you're like, oh, look at me. Wow, that person, I feel better. Like,
Yeah.
why? That's not so hard. So I think, when we think about the work that we do here in the little bit of drivers that we can touch for this week and say thank you, we just hope that that kind of has a snowball effect and gets
Mhm.
bigger and bigger as it kind of makes me sad to know that there are drivers out there who don't know it's Truck Driver Appreciation Week. Like,
I
how do we
know. I
get to
was
them?
kind of
How do we?
shocked because I thought it
Yeah,
was a big deal.
it makes me wanna do, like, one of those planes that has, like, the skywriting on it, just like, but don't read it while you're driving, it's fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Look up after you stop.
right. Yeah, it's just I hope that other brokers, other shippers, and we talk with our customers too to let them know, like, "Hey, we know that your docks are busy. We know that it's a busy place, but like this is the week that's really important to us. Can you help us show some gratitude?" And so
Mhm.
many of them have been like, absolutely. Like we would be happy to participate. So just anything that we can do to try to just bring a smile to their face, say thank you. that's what this week is all about. I would love for it to be a month. I'd love for it to be an all year thing, but
Yeah.
just this week particularly.
Well, I think one person at a time, it can be an all year thing. I mean, how much does it take, like you say, to say, "Hey, thanks for what you do," or give
Mhm.
somebody a smile, or give somebody a handshake, and just say, "Hey, thanks." It takes 2 seconds to do that. It gives them a boost for their day. And I always, when somebody's like, "Oh, well, thank you," then I'm like, "Oh, I did something good today. I feel good too." It gives me a little boost. And we all need a little lifting these days. I think,
Mhm.
with the way things have been the last 2 plus years, way on back into COVID. I think we could all just use a little lift every day. And, why not be the person that does that? Maybe that person that you lifted will pass it on to somebody else.
Exactly. That's all we can hope for.
That's right. Well, I so appreciate your time today, Cody. Thank you for sharing about C.H. Robinson, not St. Christopher Fund,
Well,
about C.H. Robinson and why you support Truck Driver Appreciation Week by donating to St. Christopher Fund. Thank you for being on our board. You've been a fantastic addition. We're thankful for your time. I know you're busy over there and you have a lot to do. And we thank you for giving your time back to us so we can do better for the industry as well. You're a great partner to have.
thank you so much, Shannon. This is the stuff that matters. So I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to be a part of it.
I agree. Okay, well, y'all, if you want to jump on there to their website, you can go to what's the website again?
CHRobinson.com.
So simple, easy. CHRobinson.com. You can see their Thank a Trucker. Share those Thank a Trucker hashtags. Share a story or a picture over there on the website of a trucker that you know and love and respect. Get as many of those up as you can. You can also do that over at truckersfund.org on our Truck Driver Appreciation Week page as well. We want to see all those trucker stories and we want to read about all that trucker love. So happy truck driver appreciation. Hashtag thank you, truck drivers.